It is an honor today to thank President Gorbachev for his remarkable Green Cross initiative, but also for his passion for humanity, for our Earth, and shared future. I grew up under the threat of nuclear war, and will remember that childhood evening during the Cuban crisis when I walked home with my father from a peace rally, wondering if I would see the morning or if the nuclear missiles would come that night. Those growing up over the past 25 years have been spared that fear thanks to the courage, wisdom and perseverance of President Gorbachev. In his speeches, his focus on the continued nuclear threat stands out, as does his deep concerns about the global water and other environmental crises. Our key challenge today is the interlinkages between these crises and the need for a coherent policy response. We need to spread and implement the best available policy solutions before resource conflicts overwhelm us and our civilization collapses. We do not have another 20 years. We must now build an alliance of all those who understand this danger in politics, science, civil society, business, the media, and the arts. We must learn from our opponents, the defenders of privileges and short-term interests, to work together more effectively. We can no longer afford the petty rivalries, the anti-political attitudes which are found in many civil society organizations. For we are still failing our children. The best practices are spreading much more slowly than the bad practices threatening them. The World Future Council, which I founded, provides policymakers with the knowledge and capacities to learn about and adapt best policy solutions to their country's needs in different areas, including through our annual Future Policy Award, presented in close cooperation with the United Nations, which this year will honor exemplary disarmament policies. We're also working for a UN High Commissioner for Future Generations and have developed a global policy action plan, a manual of the key policy changes we believe are needed to change course in time. Our first task now is to expose the childish economic myth which claim that preserving a healthy planet is too expensive. Most economists and their followers still dream of a return to the pre-crisis fantasy world of ever-continuing economic growth, in reality increasingly uneconomic growth, which they believe will solve our problems. They claim that renewable energies are too expensive, but what is really unaffordable is wasting these. For the sunshine and the wind of today can no longer be tapped tomorrow. We've done a first study of this waste of natural capital, which we have calculated at over $3 trillion per year. This immature economics imposes artificial austerity on our world, forcing untold millions into unemployment while the world cries out for their skills and labor. We must replace this myth with a mature economics, which understands that everything a society can do, it can also finance. That money is our servant, and creating new money to enable new production does not cause inflation, to give a few examples. We face huge challenges in adapting our expectations to the possibilities of a sustainable, real human economy, rather than the fantasy land of finance which multiplies debts which our children will never be able to pay. But while financial debts can be renegotiated or even repudiated, you cannot negotiate with melting glaciers or with spreading deserts. There can be no growth of anything on a ruined planet. Our challenge is unique. To meet it, it will not be enough to do our best. We will just have to do what is necessary. Inspired by President Gorbachev, who during a few dramatic years changed the course of our world, gave us all hope that the seemingly impossible can be done. Thank you very much, Mr. President.